Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Today we're going to present our presentation. It is about agrarian issues in Southeast Asia with a comparative focus on Indonesia and the Philippines. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Atika Winijaya Marcella and my friends is.
My name is Evita Pramesti Kurniastuti.
In this presentation, we will explore how agrarian problems developed, the social and economic impacts, and how both countries try to overcome these challenges. We hope this discussion helps us understand why land issues are not just economic problems, but also social and political issues that affect people's lives. First is historical roots of agrarian challenges. First, let's look at the historical background. In Indonesia, agrarian challenges are rooted in a long history of land inequality, where land ownership is concentrated in the hands of a few. This situation creates many disputes because land rights are often unclear and agrarian reform has not been fully effective. Meanwhile, in the Philippines, agrarian reform has also been controversial. The reform program, especially CARP, has faced many problems such as political instability, violence, elite control, corruption, and document manipulation. So, from history, we can already see that both countries struggle with unequal land distribution and weak enforcement. Next slide is key pillars for agricultural advancement. To solve agrarian issues, there are two important pillars. The first one is land tenure security. When farmers have secure land rights, they are more confident to invest, improve productivity, and it also helps reduce land conflicts. The second pillar is agrarian reform. This is important to correct historical injustice, reduce inequality, and promote social and economic fairness. Without these two key pillars, it will be difficult for both countries to achieve sustainable agricultural development. Next is shared challenges, divergent paths. Indonesia and the Philippines actually share many similar challenges, but their situations are also different in several ways. The common problems include unequal land ownership, low land security for farmers, and the risk of social instability because land issues often trigger conflict. However, the differences come from history, policy implementation, and institutional capacity. Each country has different government strength, legal execution, and historical background, which influence how reforms work in practice. Next is theoretical and practical implication. From these situations, there are several important implications. First, we gain a deeper understanding of how land tenure, reform, and conflict are connected in Southeast Asia. Second, this comparison helps build better analytical frameworks, so future studies can evaluate agrarian issues more clearly. Third, it provides a stronger policy basis for governments to design fair and effective reforms. And finally, if agrarian reform is successful, it will help reduce poverty, improve agricultural development, and support social justice. And next slide will be explained by my friend Evita.
Okay, for the next slide, we will talk about the legal framework and the land ownership. So in this slide, it explains the land ownership system in Indonesia and the Philippines. So in Indonesia, land is controlled by the state and used for the welfare of the people. As stated in 1945 Constitution, the government has the authority to regulate land use, including the agricultural land. And in the Philippines, the land ownership is mainly limited to Filipino citizens. Foreign ownership is restricted, although long-term leases are allowed. These different legal systems affect how land is owned and managed in both countries. Next. Okay, next is the agrarian reform program, the effectiveness. So this slide actually discusses how effective the agrarian reform has been in Indonesia and the Philippines. So in Indonesia, the agrarian reform aims to distribute land fairly, but the implementation has faced many problems, such as weak enforcement and unclear land data. And in the Philippines, the agrarian reform requires land right distribution by law, but political influence and corruption often slow down the process. But overall, both of the countries have strong law, but still the results are still limited. Next. Okay, next is the obstacle to agrarian reform success. So this slide actually highlights the major obstacle to successful agrarian reform. So first is the corruption. So in the corruption, it undermines the policy objective and leads to the misuse of resources. And then next is the elite capture. So in elite capture, it allows the powerful group to dominate land policies for personal or political interests. And additionally, there is a weak institution that the capacity and the poor coordination further limit the effectiveness of agrarian reform in both Indonesia and the Philippines. Okay, next. Okay, next is the key analytical findings. So as the key analytical findings, agrarian issues in Indonesia and the Philippines are structural in nature, as land function not only as an economic asset, but also as a source of power. But despite the clear legal frameworks, weak implementation caused by the bureaucratic inefficiency, elite dominance, and corruption prevents the agrarian reform from achieving the social justice. Therefore, strengthening land tenure security and institutional capacity is essential to reduce agrarian conflict and promote sustainable development. Okay, next. Okay, next is the summary. So, in this presentation, it demonstrates that the agrarian issues in Indonesia and the Philippines are structural problems that are rooted in land ownership inequality, weak legal certainty, and limited institutional capacity. Although both countries have established agrarian reform frameworks, Indonesia through land protection and redistribution program, and the Philippines through CARP, their implementation remains ineffective due to corruption, elite domination, bureaucratic weaknesses, and inconsistent law enforcement. Differences in legal system and policy focus influence that reform the outcomes. Yet, both cases show that without strong political will, effective institution, and guaranteed land tenure security, agrarian reform cannot achieve the social justice, reduce conflict, or ensure the sustainability economic development.
Okay, everyone, that's all presentation from us. We hope that you can learn and you can understand. So, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.